Good morning, students. Say your prayer. Thank you. நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். Okay, students, take your social science book. Take page number 157. So we are discussing about the landform, so formed by various natural agents. In today's class we will discuss about the landforms of glacier. Okay va? So let us move into the lesson. So just to recall what we have discussed in our previous class. So in our previous class we have discussed about the landforms of river. Okay va? So the landforms of river. So first in river we saw the source and mouth. So the source means where the river originates. The mouth means where the river meets the sea, lake or an ocean. So that is a mouth. Okay. Then the different landforms. So first we saw about the waterfalls. So how the waterfalls were formed. Then we discussed about the meander and oxbow lake. So the landforms of river. How the meander was formed and how the meander will form a oxbow lake. Then we discussed about the floodplain and the levees. Okay, so floodplain and the levees we have discussed. Then finally we discussed about the distributary and the delta. Okay, so we have discussed about the different landforms of river. So the various landforms made by the river. So both the erosional and depositional activity of river we have discussed in our previous class. Okay, in today's class we will discuss about the landforms of glacier. Okay, so first we see the definition of glacier, then the types and the landforms of glacier. So glaciers are nothing but a large body of ice moving slowly down a slope or valley due to gravity. So glacier is nothing but a large body of ice. So iceberg, so large body of ice moving slowly down. So it moves slowly down a slope or value. So why it moves down means, so because due to gravitational force. Okay, so glaciers, so they were nothing but a large body of ice. So because of a continuous flow of ice, so the snow or ice, it turned into iceberg which look like a large ice mass. So glaciers nothing but a large ice mass which moves slowly down a slope or value because of gravity. Okay, so glaciers are grouped into two. So one is called as mountain or valley glacier and another one is called as continental glacier. So mountain or valley glacier, so they are found in the regions of mountain regions. So mostly they are found in the hilly region, so like Himalayas, Alps. Okay, so they are found in the higher latitude region, higher altitude region. And another one is called as continental glaciers. So they are almost located near to the polar region. Okay, so they are located near to the polar region. So mountain glacier may be seen in the equatorial region also. So but at the higher altitude. Okay, so based on their location, so glaciers are grouped as mountain or valley glacier and another one is called as continental glacier. So first continental glacier. So continental glacier means, so glacier covering a vast areas of a continent with thick ice sheets. Okay, so there are two types of glaciers. One is continental glacier, then mountain glacier. So continental glacier means, so glacier that is large mass of ice covering a vast area of continent with thick ice sheets. So say for example Antarctica. So you heard a continent, Antarctica. Okay, so Antarctica is fully with ice only. So this is an example for continental glacier. Then Antarctica, also Greenland. So it is also located near to North Pole. It is fully covered with ice. So these are example for continental glacier. So continental glacier, so nothing but, so glaciers covered with vast area. Okay, so glacier covering with vast areas of ice. So the continent covered with vast areas of ice sheet means, then it is called as continental glacier. Then mountain or valley glacier. So it is nothing but stream of ice flowing along a valley. Okay, so mountain or valley glacier means it is a stream of ice. So flow of ice that flows over a valley. So usually follows former river courses and are bounded by steep sides. Yeah, that means it follows the valley of a river. Okay, so initially it follows the valley of a river. Okay, so it was bounded by steep sides. That is, it was surrounded by steep sides. That is, both sides it consists of huge mountains, and it flows over a valley. Okay, so mountain or valley glaciers are nothing but stream of ice flowing along a valley. So look at this picture. So both sides there are mountains, so mountain range. In between the valley it flows. Okay, so initially it was a path of a river. Yeah, so the river may be turned into a glacier or a ice mass because of the climate condition. Okay, so the stream of ice flowing along a valley usually follows former river courses and are bounded by steep sides. So example for mountain glacier were the Himalayas and the Alps. Yeah, so the Himalayas located in the northern India. Yes, it is an example for the mountain or valley glacier. Okay, so the first landform of glacier. Yeah, so what are the two types of glacier? Yeah, continental glacier, then mountain or valley glacier. So the first landform cirque. So what you can see in this picture? Yeah, mountain range. Can you note a chair-like depression, an armed chair-like depression? So look at that white color, that shadow region. So it look like how? A armed chair? No. How it formed? So it is called as cirque. Yeah. So the glacially eroded rock basin with a steep side wall and steep head wall surrounding an armchair shaped depression. Yeah. So the glaciers, when moving down, eroded the particles, eroded the rock basins with a steep side wall. Yeah, eroded the rock surfaces and form an armed chair-like depression, which is called as cirque. Okay, so cirque, so nothing but a armed chair-like depression. So you can see in this picture. So the white color, so that is the shadow region. Yeah, so it look like a hollow shaped structure. No, how it forms means, so the glaciers, while forming, it moves down. So because of gravity, so while moving down, it erodes the rock surface. So it is a huge mass of ice. So it can break the rocks. Okay, so it moves the rock surfaces. It erodes the rock surfaces and thus formed an armchair shaped depression. So that is called as cirque. So cirque was found in Scotland, so a part of United Kingdom, called as Corey. And in Germany, in car, you can find cirque. Okay, so in Scotland, United Kingdom, you can find cirque in Corey mountain, and also in Germany, you can find cirque in the Car mountain region. So Tarn Lake. So you can see a lake. So as the ice melt, they get filled up the cirque with water and become beautiful lakes in the mountains called as Tarn Lake. So you can see in the cirque, yeah, depression was formed. Yeah, so when the ice melt, so sometimes the cirque contains the ice which may melt. Yeah, so when the temperature increases means the ice melt, they get filled up with water and become a beautiful lakes in the mountains. Okay, so when the cirque contains ice melt means filled with water. So the cirque may get filled with water and become a beautiful lake in the mountains, and it was called as Tarn Lake. Okay, so it was called as Tarn Lake. Okay, so see this picture. You can found the glacial ice. So glacial ice, so moving from the head wall, eroded the mountain region, so which form a armchair depression, which in turn forms the Tarn Lake. So when the ice melt means it forms the lake. So Tarn Lake, it was called as Tarn Lake. Okay, then the sediments were deposited at the foothills, that is the zone of abrasion, which was called as moraine. So we will see moraine in the next slide. Okay, so we will see the moraine in the next slide. Okay, so till now we have discussed about the cirque and the Tarn Lake. So cirque nothing but the armed chair depression formed due to the action of glaciers. So glaciers eroded the rock basin and formed the Amundsen depression called as cirque. Then the cirque, when the ice in the cirque get melts means it forms a lake called as Tan Lake. Okay, ma? So Arrat, so a mountainous range, so which was formed by the action of glacier. So when two adjacent cirques eroded towards each other, the previously rounder landscape is transformed into a rocky, narrow, steep-sided ridges. Okay, so when two adjacent cirques erode towards each other, so the previously rounder landscape, so the previously rounder landscape is transformed into a narrow, rocky, steep-sided ridges. So because of the action of the glacier. So the glacier, when moving down, erode the rock surfaces and form a cirque. So when this action took place in both sides of the mountain region means, so when took place in the all side of the mountain range means, it will transform into a narrow rocky surface. So see it, look at this picture. It will look like a narrow ridge. So it will look like a narrow sharp ridge. Okay, so how it was formed means, so because of the action of glacier. So first it formed a cirque. Okay, so due to continuous erosion, it will turn into a narrow rocky steep sided ridges. Okay, so you can see or understand in this picture. So narrow ridge. So both sides the glaciers erode and form cirque, which will turn into an arrat. Okay, so U-shaped value. So like that of V-shaped value we have discussed in the rivers. Okay, so found beneath the glaciers, deepened and widened by lateral and vertical erosion. So both by the lateral and vertical erosion. So the U-shaped values are formed beneath the glaciers. So these are the U-shaped values. So it look like the English letter U. So found in the glacier mountain region. Then the glacial moraines. So the material carried by glaciers. So what are the materials carried by glaciers? Rocks and big and small, sand, silt, etc. So they get deposited at the foothills. They get deposited at the foot of the glaciers. So these were called as glacial moraines. Okay, so the materials carried by glaciers such as rocks, so which may be big and small, so contains sand and silt, get deposited in the foot of the hills. Okay, so get deposited in the foot of the glacier hills. Okay, so these are called as glacial moraines. Okay, so these are the landforms formed by the action of glacier. So what are the landforms formed? Cirque, then Tan Lake, then Arrat, then U-shaped value, then glacial moraines. So these are the some of the landforms formed by the action of glaciers. Okay, Okay, students, we have discussed about the landforms of glacier. Okay, so first glacier, so nothing but a large mass of ice, so moving down slowly due to gravity. So what are the two types of glaciers? Continental glacier, then mountain or valley glacier. So we discussed the landforms of glacier. So what are the landforms formed? Cirque, Tan Lake, then Arrat, U-shaped value, then glacial moraine. Okay, so if you have any doubt, so contact me. Okay, students, take your book. So take page number 161. So fifth Roman letter, answer the following. So today write and read the fourth question. Name the major landforms formed by glacial erosion. So for that take page number 157. Sorry, 158. So the landforms formed by glacier. So write the landforms formed by glacier are. So in the page number, so see the first paragraph, second paragraph and the third paragraph. So they mentioned in red color now. Cirque, Tan Lake, Arrat, then next glacial moraines. Then along with it mark that U-shaped value also. So that only mentioned in black color. So the landforms formed by the glacial erosion are Cirque, Tan Lake, Arrat, U-shaped value, then glacial moraines. Okay, so this is your today's homework. Then for textbook reading, read glacier definition and the types continental glacier, then mountain or valley glacier. So read it loudly. Okay, so the textbook reading is in page number 157. Okay, students. So do your homework properly, and if you have any doubt, contact me. Okay, so thank you. Have a nice day.